Bienvenue, YouTube. Welcome. We're in a French aircraft today, FOJJK, OJ, and we are flying from here at, well, somewhere in the in Papua New Guinea. Let's look at the tablet. I'll show you the route I've sort of planned out for us today. So we're here at Aden. Let me get the actual accurate stuff here for you. Aden Airport. So we're going to take off from Aden. I'm not doing this sort of flying about manoeuvre. We're going to go to here, AWA, and then finally recover it into AYSP. Basically, head cannon, we're flying doctors around dropping off to do that at the various clinics in the area. So we're going to go fly, then come and pick them up on the way back, basically. So, that's in normal. That's set for takeoff. Expecting the parking brake released, yep. Perfect. We start rolling way down the hill. We feed the power in. We do an audio check. Oh, hello. Whee! 60 knots. And we're off. 17 knots.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Shush. Just going to level the aircraft off a little. Let it descend, actually.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't 500.
Shut up, Betty. Absolutely gorgeous scenery out here. So we've basically flown a bunch of medical supplies and doctors in there. We're doing a milk run. Gonna drop off, fly around, come back. Hopefully you guys are doing really well. I'm doing pretty okay. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. And take off, just do a turn on course here. I'm enjoying the fact that I'm sort of hand flying this. I've got very little input from my well, I've got no input from the automation. It's all just me sort of hand flying and managing the aircraft. I'm not even using trim and stuff. It's a lot more manual. Just gonna let the aircraft accelerate and climb. You can see why, obviously, we're flying over this. You could trek here if you really wanted to. Yeah, so just taken off from Dinner Gap. Apologies. It'll be in the video title. Quite a substantial amount of torque here. Yeah. So that's the torque pedal, but you can still see the air. So I can see it quite clearly. I don't know how well you can see it, especially if you're on mobile. But my slip indicator, which is sort of at the top of the PFD, that is cranked over to the slightly, which is normal, because obviously I've got a big engine on the front of this thing, and that means the airflow twists as it goes over the fuselage, pushing us slightly sideways. But there's also quite a bit of wind about, though, because if I sort of neutralise all the rudder out, I'm just using my pedals, come on. Whoa. You can see the flight path vector is still cranked over to the left. So that would indicate that there's quite a bit of wind going on. Have a bit of fun here. So you see, if I fully pull the throttle back, the slip indicator sorts itself out ever so slightly. Get quite close to these trees on the way down.
500.
This is fine. Yeah. Do 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 do. Bear in mind, I still have my flap out. That is on purpose. I've not just forgotten about that. It's for the drag of this descent. That shimmy you see is not a visual glitch. That's the heat coming off the engine. That looks cool. What's that?
Five hundred. 500. 500. 500.
Bit of undulating terrain. I wonder what that is. Looks like some sort of farm, maybe. No. I've got low here, haven't I? Of course I have. Actually, no. I'm going to climb slightly because I think I'm a bit too low here. But I'm going to, if you look at the, yeah, it's on the, it'll probably be on like a ridge line to the side of the valley. As we pull around. Oh, that was,
500.
How embarrassing. We've skipped an airfield. In which case, we're not dropping off at a midpoint, we're just going from point to point here.
500. 500. 500.
And airfield query insight. So I'm using medical terminology now.
500. 500.
Yeah, this would be it. So throttle on, flaps to full, please. I'm not landing on this approach, I'm much too skew wave, but there you go. Right, we'll do a circle and land. Gonna be some minimum speed handling and some steep turns, which are always good fun. So if I cock this up, no uncertain terms, we're either hitting a hillside or going into a flat or going into a spin with very little hope of recovery.
500. 500.
And there's the spin. Uh-oh. Bad. Okay.
500.
We'll continue around the circle to this side.
500. 500.
Give me some space to put the nose down. Oh. That was intense. Right, let's try that maneuver again. So, okay, what just happened there? So when I went, oh, the wing's gone. Basically, I tried to roll us out, and nothing happened. So what I believe happened was the left wing was still flying, the right wing had stalled. No, the right. No, yeah, the right wing had stalled, left wing was still flying. Apologies. Whoa. Doobity 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 doo doo doo. Just like that, boogieing it in, side slipping it in, past that big tree on the right, and resting the minute. Oh God, Bryce. Ow. So after my previous misadventures in an aircraft, somehow they've let me have a new one. So we're going to take a helicopter this time and complete our flight. This is Satmanga Airfield. So this is where we had our minor ground loop incident last time. Now, the way I'm going to deal with it, our flight take off here in the helibopper, I'm going to accelerate away in ground effect, which, even though we're not that heavily laden, just gives us a bit extra. So you peel away to the right. There we go. So we're at 60 knots, about flying about forward here, and it's a left-hand pull to turn on course. Got enough of climb rate going on here to get above this mountain. I do wonder actually why you tend to see far fewer helicopters out here. Is it the hot and high conditions? Because it would be quite fun to experience that just from a aviating perspective, you know? I'm going to just peel around to the right, rest the turn. What I'm doing is I'm basically trying to keep the cyclic in a position where I'm generating a decent amount of torque. I'm not over-torquing the engine. I'm not chopping the RPM to the blades. I am basically just safely flying forward. I do love the feeling of detail you get from these trees. Like, you are not supposed to be this close to the trees, and they still look really good. I don't know why I'm getting radio beeps there. Nearly at the top here. Oh, is this the airstrip? No, it's not. Sort of could be a disused airstrip, I guess, that clearing. I think you can sort of see why they probably don't want to use helicopters in an environment like this. It is not particularly. It's still sort of morning in the game, so the temperature won't be as high as it could be. And I'm flying around at 40 knots, which is far from the advertised top speed of this thing, and it's just not climbing very well. Hopefully this is the high point. If there's another hill behind this, I think I will actually struggle. We're 6,500 now. Obviously, I know they use these to access Everest Base Camp and stuff. However, the key difference between Papua New Guinea and Nepal is temperature. Papua New Guinea is sort of equatorial, tropics, hot, humid. Helicopters don't like that. Aeroplanes in general don't like that. Helicopters especially. Whereas in Nepal, generally with altitude you lose quite a bit of temperature. So because they will still have derogations in how they operate, but it's still basically it's very cold. Therefore, the engine operates a bit better because the oxygen is more oxygen rich, and so cold air is denser than hot air. It sort of makes sense if you think about the physics of sort of atoms jiggling. The hotter they get, the more excited they get. Therefore, you can have, because they're all jiggling around so much, you can't have them in a confined space. Yeah. So it's not massive, but to be honest, especially when it gets like -40 and stuff, you do actually have to have cold weather adjustments that you make on your altimeters and stuff. Whereas, obviously, yes, the temperature drops 5 degrees in our climb, because we climbed that far, but I'd hedge my bets and say it'll still be pretty hot and humid here. It'll be a lot more than 14 degrees, looking at my OAT indicator, like in real life. I used to be looking at 20s, 30s maybe. Uh-oh. Yeah, I managed to get turned rather off course there. Hopefully we get a bit of fast flying towards the end of this as well. Whoop. Whoop. Look at that. Pretty spectacular. Oh look, there's the aerodrome. Right. Woohoo. This is a cliff we're approaching the edge of. It feels like it. Pretty much as a sheer drop. Just do the full. Woohoo! Look at that. Hear the engine noise change. As I sort of pulled it from pretty much a flight idle. This is where we started off. How fun. Stoppy. I just realised that was very cocky of me. I shouldn't have done that. We'll land by the windsock. You do that at sea level in normal sort of conditions, it's a fun manoeuvre. You do it at 5,000 feet on a hot day. There we go. We are down. Oh, come on. Right, fly it up. Oh, I know what I've done. There we go. So that is it for today. Hope you guys did enjoy that little milk run of flights. I certainly did. And the doctors are now getting off to go do their clinic. I'm going to go and fly away and, I don't know, go do something. See you later. I can't fly, can I, when I'm in this mode? Oh well. See you later. Bye.